the biggest profit in your life, in your reality, should be you. Prophesy life, prophesy love. We are the authors, but also the narrators of our lives, of our reality. And realities are multiples that then become, your actual future, the rest of your life. So from that very second, don't let it slide. We let a lot of things slide, and then they become repetitive, and then obviously the results.
Hour, and of course it's Thursday, it's Wellness Thursday. The lovely, beautiful, very eloquent Isabelle Masozera is already in studio with me. Isabelle, good morning.
Good morning, Juliana. It has been a minute since we last had this in person, so I'm super excited to be back.
I'm super excited. You're glowing.
Thank
What have you been up to?
Girl, I just came from vacation.
See.
Self-love is important.
I see. We're relaxed.
Very, very, very relaxed, yes.
Whatever you're doing, keep doing what you're doing.
Cute.
I am telling you, you are glowing.
Thank you.
I love this new Masozera.
We need more time to relax.
So
to
how
take care
have
of
you
us.
been?
I've been fantastic. I've been loving on myself. I have been trying to live a more intentional life. And yeah, it's good.
Intentional sounds very interesting. We all have to live intentional life.
Yes.
And most of us don't even live intentional life. You've realized?
Yes, absolutely. And
Anyway.
there's so many reasons why, but
Yeah.
yes.
Let's just dive into this conversation today. And of course, Masozera is a master pro of, I don't know what I'm using the right words, but she is super good with wellness. She has a lot of education about wellness. She's well versed with it, and she's here to unpack a few things for us. And of course, today we're just going to look at the role of self-talk in wellness.
Yes, a very, very powerful
it's a very
topic.
powerful word.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Self-talk in wellness.
Yes.
Someone would get confused if you actually said self-talk. Someone might think you're cuckoos. Like, why are you
talking to yourself.
Why are you talking to yourself? You know what I mean?
Yes. But it is very important. I want to, first of all, go back a little bit to how you introduced me. You called me a master when it comes to wellness. But one of the things that I always tell people, I became that, or I picked interest in that because of what was going wrong in my life. And then I realized that everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, came down to, am I taking care of myself? And so I started to live a very intentional life. Part of it is actually self-talk. From a very young age. When the baby is in the tummy, what do we do? Oh, I love you. You love them before you even meet them, right?
Actually, according to the doctor, they advise you to keep talking to them.
To the baby, even before they are born. And it's just beauty that you're speaking into the life of this child. When they come into this world, then the noise starts to get in. The things sometimes you say to your child when they go wrong. The things they hear on social media, in the media, and programming starts to happen. And sometimes we start to pick up on those voices and we start to think of ourselves the same. We've heard of phrases like the most powerful noise or detrimental or dangerous noise is not the outward noise. It's the noise from the inside. So when you say some people think you're cuckoo when you talk to yourself, that talking is not even verbal. Sometimes it's internal. It's that inner voice that is telling you you're not good enough. You know, how you'll never make it. You go on social media and you see how far your friends have gone and you feel like you're a failure. There's that voice inside of you. But it's important. I always say 3 things. Self-talk will always be there. Awareness, investigation, reframing, you're good. Number 1, we all at some point have that moment of negative self-talk.
It's there.
It's there.
And
when you wake up in the morning.
It gets worse when someone actually tries to insert it in your mind.
Yes.
Like force it on you.
But how do you counter that? How do you not let that noise ground internally and start to become your identity? So one of the things I always say, when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thought? What's the first thought? How are you feeling? What's your mind? What's the emotion? Because our emotions influence our thoughts, and our thoughts influence our reality.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling like maybe you went to bed replaying this bad boardroom experience, and you're feeling this, and you're feeling maybe disgust or disappointment or sadness about it, what's the first thing you're going to do? One, self-awareness is important. So you need to pause and acknowledge, I'm feeling a type of way. I just opened my eyes. There's no reality
I'm going to tell you
inspiring
something
that.
that happened to me about something like that, close to that.
Yeah.
Someone talked negativity in me.
Yes.
I've told you this before, I think. That is one thing that I've never forgotten. So I did my gig and I'm done, and then someone really gave me negative vibes by telling me, you did a lot of nonsense.
Oh, wow.
Like straight up in my face. And that really affected me for a couple of days. And I came back and I told Jessie about it. And then
What was the feeling that came up for you when they said that?
I felt useless. I felt like this cannot be me. I have done this for a very long time.
Yes.
Why do I feel like this to this person? I asked myself, really. Then I started having this inner questions of, maybe it's true, maybe
Yes.
you're not worth it. Maybe I said a lot of maybes and a lot of negative maybes, by the way.
Yes.
And it affected me for some days. And then when I told my colleague here and I told Jessie about it, and it's like, no, Jules, no, it can't be. Then it felt nice. It felt nice to hear it from
The
him.
validation from somebody.
And then I wwent back home. I thought to myself, I'm like, but Jules, really, for the years you have done this, do you think this is actually true?
Yes.
You have done this event, you've done that.
I love that.
And then I told myself, I'm like, no, this wasn't the right place, probably in the right person, and it's okay, but that's not who I am.
When we are born, these negative emotions are not there. They are influenced by realities, by things that sometimes we hear. But what is important in a moment like this, because we will always encounter people who are mean, and they are projecting how they feel about themselves half the time. So it has absolutely nothing to do with you and your competence, which is why the same way we treat external noise, we should treat internal noise. So when they say that to you and certain feelings start to come up, you pause. You ask yourself, okay, what am I feeling right now? And why am I feeling it? And you investigate. You're like, okay, is this fact, where is the evidence that backs this, which is what you did in that moment? And you sit with that. And guess what else you do? Like I said earlier, you reframe, because that's your greatest tool and your greatest weapon. They said, I am not good enough. Some people say that, you've had people who say, affirmations and reflections, they make you lazy. They don't. No. It's speaking life into your reality. If they're saying, I am not good enough, and your investigation, by the way, can even lead to the fact that you might not be as skilled. It's not the truth in this particular situation. But imagine if it were. What do you do with that? Are you going to sit and start also telling yourself, I'm worthless, I'm not good enough? No. Because whatever you say to yourself repetitively, science backs this. It can trigger stress hormones. It can influence your reality. So you need to remember, even the Bible says we are goods. What your words have the power to create. So then you reframe that and you say, if they said I'm not good enough, no. Progress takes time. Isabelle, we are on our way to where we need to go. We are putting in the work to where we need to go. We may not be where we want to go. You see, you're acknowledging the reality, but from a place of love, kindness to yourself. Because imagine if a friend of yours came to you, Juliana, and said, they say that to them, or they feel that about themselves. I'm worthless, I'm not good enough. What are the first words that you're going to say to them? They're going to be from love.
From love, of course.
From kindness.
I'm going to tell them, no, you are worth more than what you actually see here. You are good. You can do this. You are doing very... I love that. I love people who speak to me like that.
Speak life into you. But why do we feel like it's cuckoo to do it to ourselves?
It's hard, It's hard to talk to yourself.
But the brain is a muscle. In the beginning, it might even make you feel a little weird. You know how they say muzungu things, these
Yeah,
are weird
meditate.
things, meditate, whatever. It might, but there's so much power in the way that we speak to ourselves. And believe me, I had to learn the hard way.
And that gets me asking this morning, do you believe that self-talk can actually change physical well-being, or it's just the good positive vibes that we want to roll with?
It's absolutely not good positive vibes.
Does it have really an impact?
Absolutely. Like I said, it's science, it's biology, right? It's like shooting signals to your brain at the end of the day. So basically what happens is your mind, the brain, cannot tell the difference between an emotionally charged thought. That means there's a thought, there's a lot of emotion attached to it, and actual reality. Which means if you have repetitive negative thoughts, they'll trigger the same reaction to your physical well-being, emotional, and all of it, and mental, as an accident. As trauma, like actual immediate, you've encountered. Can you think about that for a moment? That if I keep talking negative to myself every single day, right? Or I focus on everything that is going wrong, I'm sending the same impact negatively to my body as maybe a chronic illness that would have stressed out my body, or maybe like something actually like a house burning down that should be giving you actual stress, and that those hormones are going to impact other things. So now you're going into things like being unable to sleep well, which has actual impact on your mood, on your memory, on your metabolism. So it's all encompassing. We could take 7 days to break down how one bad negative thought can impact everything about your life.
Speaking of the negative thought and the inner voice, when your inner voice is speaking to you, does it sound like a supporter, or it's a harsh coach telling you that in a hard way?
Yeah.
How does it sound? Like, is it supporting you, or it turns out to be like it's a harsh person speaking to you inside?
This for me.
Is it being kind anyway? Is it being kind?
Now it is starting to be, but I'll be lying if I sat here and I said it's always been that way. And I can even tell you, just about a week ago, I had a moment where I had to sit with myself and say, honey, what's going on? How do we go back to a place of self-love? Why are we talking negatively to ourselves right now? What's underneath this? This is lifetime work. And for me, for the longest time, it was a harsh critic. But we have to understand where that was coming from. And it goes back down to our childhood, to our upbringing, to the school environments, the teachers and how they talk to you when you made a mistake. Your brain is picking up on these things. Or this is how we react when we fail. Or this is, what we are supposed to be hard workers. We're supposed to accomplish things. And when you don't accomplish things, then these emotions come up for you. But one of the things that I've had to do, Juliana, and be so intentional about is treat myself the way I treat my children. Talk to myself inward the way I'll talk to my children outward. When they come to me and they're like, Mommy, I don't look beautiful in this dress. I don't feel this, or what do I say to them? And can I extend the same love, the same consideration, the same courtesy in moments like that to myself? And it is difficult.
It is.
It is difficult, but it's practice.
Do you think that teachers at school and how kids are brought up, like what you just said, do you think this kind has trauma on us as we grow old?
Absolutely.
If they keep giving us negative vibes, do you think they actually always replay in our mind as we grow old?
Yes, it is conditioning. Remember when we talked about your son and how you reacted to him in a particular moment, and I said, can you imagine you didn't even think about that? That was reflex, right? That is how it is for us. You grow up, culture, traditions, society, our educators, the nannies we are living at home, all these encounters, these are influences. And when these things that, imagine, whatever you teach a child repetitively, right? If you say something to a child over and over and over again, it becomes truth. Bible truth to that child, right? It's coming from somebody they trust. It's coming from mommy. Why should I question it?
I just remembered what I've always told my son, that phones are not for babies. So the other day I saw him telling another child, phones are not for babies.
Exactly.
I said, okay, this is nice.
It's going
At
to
least you
take
got that.
so much for him to reprogram that, to unlearn that, which also brings me to the point. Today, we have to be so intentional, Juliana. The generations of our mothers, they made a lot of mistakes. Our fathers, they made a lot of mistakes. But it was from a place of not knowing, right? We know better, so we have to do better. So from this day, I want to challenge us. You know, you've seen challenges, they say it takes 3 days to reprogram your mind, right? In the way it reacts to things. Just 3 days for it to just send the signal to the brain that this is our new reality. So I challenge us, wherever there's a negative thought, pause. The world is so fast, stop scrolling. You know, if there's you find something on the internet and suddenly you're feeling less than, you're feeling whatever is coming up for you, stop scrolling. For a second, name the feeling. After naming the feeling that you're getting, investigate the reality of that, the evidence of that, the truth really behind that, right? And after that, can you immediately reframe that narrative? We are the authors, but also the narrators of our lives, of our reality. And realities are multiples that then become, you know, your actual future, the rest of your life. So from that very second, don't let it slide. We let a lot of things slide, and then they become repetitive, and then obviously the results.
So as we wind up, Isabelle, it's not easy though to live this kind of wellness that I must applaud you, because it takes a lot of courage, a lot of self-awareness actually, to be able to live this kind of lifestyle of self-talk. I have seen people say self-love, but people think self-love is going to the beach of this world.
No, it is
and then
not.
they call it self-love. It takes a lot of understanding who you are to be able to actually practice this kind of life. What are those particular words that you use, those particular phrases that you tell to yourself every single day that actually pushes you to live this kind of lifestyle?
You know, one of the things that...
kind of affirmation words you would
Yes,
say.
a lot. And by the way, I encourage everybody to go to my IG, socials, yes. IG. Not Facebook, I'm not there much, but especially IG. Please go there. I have these little recordings that I do. They are just 30, 60 seconds sometimes. And they are just to help you slow down and speak love to yourself. They are little voice recordings. The reason I came to that is I grew up in church, Juliana.
Oh, you're a church girl.
I am a church girl.
That's
Who
nice.
deviated, does not go to church as often.
The devil is a liar.
The devil is a liar. But I grew up in church.
That's
and
so
one
cute.
of the things...
Even your face looks like a church girl.
Right, Sunday
so
school,
innocent.
you know, singing in the choir, my whole life. So growing up in church has you grounded in the truth.
A lot.
And that truth is that you are made in God's image, you know. And if you're made in God's image, do you think God is ugly? This one is for the Christians. If he's ugly, you're ugly because he lives in you, right? And so when you start to look at yourself through the eyes of God, if you are having a hard time, if you're having a negative thought, counter it with, I am fearfully, wonderfully, beautifully made. You know, I am a child of God. I'm loved, right? And if you're not a Christian, that's okay. We can go to Buddha, we can quote, you know, whoever you believe in.
Yeah.
But it comes down to, you cannot give what you don't have. Do you love your children, Juliana?
100%.
How can you love them if you don't love you? They are you.
know.
They carry your DNA. So these are the things, because sometimes when we think about affirmation and self-love, it seems like it's in a chasm. It's something like no, it's not. It's reality. It's the air that we breathe. When you look at yourself in the mirror, what is it that you see? The imperfections will always be there. But how about you focus on those gorgeous eyes? You know, I always ask women, take off your clothes. Stand naked in the mirror.
Look at yourself.
Look at yourself. And I mean every part of yourself.
Do you appreciate
Do you
yourself?
appreciate them? You know, talk about them. I love this part of my body because it is like this. Send that information to your mind. The mind, it's like programming, right? It's like computer programming. You can reboot, right?
Absolutely.
You can reboot.
The mind is reprogrammed.
It
yes.
is a muscle. You can train it. And so even the men, you know, because sometimes you tell men don't even want to hug each other. They feel like, you tell a man stand in the mirror naked, they're like, damn,
How
what
am
are
I
you
supposed
talking
to
about?
look at myself naked?
But do it. There's nobody that you're going to convince me you love if you don't love yourself. You can't give what you don't have.
I agree
So
with that statement. You can't give
you can't
what
give what you don't have. And so starting to become one with how you think and how you feel and how you speak with yourself, you have to be a little proactive. There's so much negativity that we've gone through over the years to where we are today. And so just like you go to the gym, we have to be a little intentional. And so for me, those little recordings, I started to see, hey, the skin is clearing. Hey, we are sleeping longer because of the way we talk to ourselves.
We don't wake up at 3 a.m.
We are no longer waking up at 3 a.m.
I
girl.
still wake up at 3 a.m.
We need to
do
work
something.
on that. And so one of the things I started to do was audio journaling, right? Audio journaling. So I would record myself and I talk about my day, but I always would end with, how can I extend myself grace? And what is the one positive thing I would say to myself in this moment? When we talk about God himself, go back to that for the Christians, right? Wellness can't just be in isolation. When you think about God and you think about your day started at 8, 9, and you managed to do A, B, C, D, but maybe you didn't accomplish something towards 4, 5 p.m. Think about God in his infinite wisdom, in his, he's all-knowing, he's everything, all-powerful.
He's God.
He's God. Think about it that way and say, this guy, I call him a woman because he has to be a woman, he's too intentional.
You like Shaggy?
Yes.
You know?
Oh, God is a woman. God is a woman. But when you think about this woman, or as I used to say, cowgirl, upstairs, right? Up there. She or he did not create the world in one day. He needed 7 days. And
It took
after
him
the
7
days, he rested. He's supposed to be the ultimate.
He's the ultimate. He's the Alpha and the Omega.
The Omega.
I mean.
And you little Juliana, walking the planet, I beg. You're out here.
Stressing yourself.
Stressing yourself because you did not accomplish task A, B, C. And because of that emotion that should become your identity? No. So the words I say to myself, where I feel like I didn't manage to accomplish something, I say, progress takes time.
It is well.
We will get there. We did well today. We'll do better tomorrow. There's beauty in imperfections and flaws and messiness. There's still beauty in it. And so, yeah.
There's a lot. We're living in a world which is full of results. When you don't even do well at a particular job or particular work that you're doing or task you've been given, there's pressure. It comes with a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And the world is harsh, very harsh to judge you and maybe even drop you. You know what I mean? And say you're not worth it.
Yes.
And they don't understand.
Define you by your ability to achieve.
And
Yeah.
they don't understand that it all takes time.
It takes time.
How do we let people in our workplaces, actually, that's part of well-being at workplaces.
Yes.
We'll discuss that sometime.
Yes.
How can they be made understood that it takes time? It doesn't drop from the blue.
Boundaries are a thing. You teach people how you want them to treat you. So that's part of it. But the other is just to extend a little grace and empathy. In our workplaces,
These are the things that HRs should be doing?
They should be doing, but now I'm talking about from you to them.
Okay.
Because very many times we're like pointing fingers. Because you're also HR in your house. Yes. So at the end of the day, when you come to your workplace and you have this boss and he's like, he's acting, he lacks empathy. Empathetic leadership is something I hope we can also talk about. And there's lack of this, you know, the culture at the workplace is not kind. You've seen workplaces where we go, there's women who are 70% of the entire organization. There's no breastfeeding room.
There's no nursery.
There's no all of these things that should be, and you're thinking you're having all this trust, but it's good to understand that we all come from different backgrounds, and during our childhood, as we grow, we all encounter different traumas. So when you see this person treating their employees a certain way, sometimes it's okay to pull back, look at them with empathy, and understand that how they are and who they are is shaped by their experiences.
What they're doing right now.
Yes. But also for yourself, self-advocate. Self-advocacy is self-love. You cannot allow yourself to be exposed to toxicity and just roll with it. You can't allow yourself to be spoken to in a way that is going to start programming how you're thinking, because you can only put up a wall for so long. So how can you address that? Advocate for your own well-being from a place of not emotionally charged, but like maybe humble education. You know, you're educating the person and so much more. But when it comes to workplace wellness, I feel like we need to really have this conversation.
We should have this conversation.
From both sides of the spectrum.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yes,
What are your final remarks, Isabelle, before I let you go?
Oh my gosh, first of all,
self-talk that you need to insist people should do, like a take home today.
Yes. What I'm going to say is I paid a very big price for a very long time. And the reason I talk about wellness is because there's a big price if you do not prioritize wellness. That negative self-talk has been something that has weighed me down, pulled me down, and changing it and reshaping, reframing, you know, how I look at, how I embrace and receive my thoughts has started to change my life. And I'm very much, I always say, in between my journey, because I'm a life like student. I'm going to be learning for the rest of my life. We
learn forever.
Yes, but I encourage every single person. Awareness, awareness, awareness. You cannot change the script if you're not aware there's a problem with the script. So start paying attention to your thought patterns. Start paying attention to how your body reacts to those thoughts, right? And how you interpret them. And start being intentional about separating the emotion from the reality, because our emotions lie, and they lie to our minds, and those thoughts and what our mind is doing starts to shape our actual reality.
Because emotions are temporary.
They are temporary. They change like the wind. One moment you're happy, you go on social media, you see your ex with the new chana, then you feel depressed, you know, and then you feel your whole life you're a failure, everything you've ever done. One missed call. Oh my God, he does not love me. I've been ghosted so let's pay attention. It sounds like luxury. It sounds like fancy things.
Yesterday,
but
I
it's
found
not.
myself talking alone in the car while driving. And I was talking to and it helped, by the way.
That is powerful.
Yeah. I talked louder because I'm always alone in the car, you know. And I said, it is not worth it, Juliana. It is not worth it.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let it go. And it helped me. I swear I haven't thought about that same thing.
That's nice. That's nice. And also, identify a friend that is good at speaking life into your life, if I may put it that way. But also, I want people, you know, sometimes we need to bring it back to things we're familiar with. I know we're out of time, but the biggest profit in your life, in your reality, should be you. Prophesy life, prophesy love, prophesy good things. Learn to love yourself. I remember when I went to therapy, the first thing this 70-something-year-old woman said to me, well, love you. she's an amazing therapist. The best thing that she ever said to me is, Isabelle, I hope the best thing you take out of your experience with me is that I teach you how to love yourself. I felt so insulted.
Like this chick, no, she doesn't. She thinks I don't love myself.
And
like,
she's like,
you have no idea.
We need to deal with the negative self-talk.
Yes.
For the past 30 minutes you've been here, I've had you call yourself this and this and this and this and this and this, and all I see is this and this and this and this and this. So we need to work on that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Isabelle. It's always a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure.
Let's get into the news. It's Kigali in the morning.
Get up, y'all.